Hello, and once again, welcome to my channel. When one of my dearest friends described to me how trauma bonding to a narcissist can be parallel to Stockholm Syndrome, I was taken aback for a second, and then I found it interesting and decided to film this episode. For starters, I'm going to explain to you the jargon. And second, I'm going to draw a conclusion, or let's say a similarity, between the conditions. Lastly, I'm going to be sharing with you some tips that you can download as a PDF format to overcome the trauma bond with your narcissistic partner, or in other terms, your abuser. The term Stockholm Syndrome is a coping mechanism that comes from a real-life event that occurred back in 1973. It was about a bank robbery and a hostage situation that lasted about 6 days in Stockholm, Sweden. The syndrome was named after the event, and it explains the bond that grew between the hostage, who's the victim, and the captor, the abuser. It's considered a psychological response to being held captive or abused. Now, someone who has Stockholm Syndrome might have positive feelings toward the abuser, including love, have sympathy for the abuser's beliefs, develop loyalty towards the abuser. This condition can develop in scenarios other than kidnapping, for example, child abuse, relationship abuse, trafficking. Similarly, in a narcissistic relationship, the victim may develop a trauma bond to their abuser, where the victim feels sympathy for their abusive partner, makes excuses for the abusive behavior, keeps the abuse secret, wants to please their abuser, complies to the abuser's demands in fear of the abuser's punishment, distance themselves from people who are trying to help them. They feel trapped and unable to leave the toxic relationship. They're fixated over the good old days and living with the hope of it returning. They fall into the trap of believing that they need their abuser to survive. And lastly, the victim may be psychologically traumatized by the intermittent, intense love followed by the gaslighting tactics, to the point of being addicted to the release of the hormones that are caused by the abusive cycle that the victim is unaware of. It's somewhat similar to a drug addiction. Here you have it, some similarities that you might notice between the trauma bonding in a narcissistic relationship dynamic and Stockholm Syndrome, which most of us may be aware of. I'd like to share with you in the end some tips on how to break the trauma bond, or how to overcome being trauma bonded to your narcissistic partner. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there will be a link in the description below where you can download a free PDF for you to keep and for you to refer to the points whenever you need to. And as always, I let you know that I'm available here for you if you want to call me, message me, or ask any questions. Here we are, some of the points on how to break the trauma bond. Understand your experience. Decide you want to overcome it and rise above it. Seek therapy or any type of professional help that you are comfortable with. Understand how sympathetic behavior towards your abuser was a survival skill. Be ready to accept the truth, as painful as it may be. Allow yourself to feel all emotions necessary. Be prepared to make changes and take tough decisions. Be honest with yourself in the whole process. And last point, learn how you can move forward with your life. Hopefully this helps. And until next episode, please take care of yourselves. Ciao, ciao. I hope you liked this video. Please do hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Thank you for watching.